Hello, I'm Melissa Malec, and this is my finals for food service management. I chose to interview John Stuper, who's a stewarding at the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. He was one of the first persons I met when I started my internship at the Pfister, and the Pfister Hotel, just to give a little background information, it's part of the Marcus Corporation, and it's over a century years old. It's also Milwaukee's preferred hotel, so it's the only hotel in Milwaukee of its kind. John started out at the Pfister 4 years ago. He was a server in in-room dining, and then last year, while under executive chef Robert Ash, John got a promotion to be steward stewarding. So he's still relatively new at this position. As steward stewarding, John is responsible for managing the entire stewarding department of the Pfister. When I asked, what do you do as a steward and stewarding, he looks over all of the stewarding department, and stewarding department takes care mostly of household affairs of the Pfister. Like majority in the culinary department too. They take care of making sure that the waste from its receptacle gets put in the proper final receptacles. They take care of serveware, stemware, silverware, the china. They wash the dishes and make sure that they get put back in the correct place. They also take care of paper products, so if you're short on paper towels, or if like the pastry department needs more muffin liners, then you go to stewarding and they're able to give you some more. And finally, I think that basically like the last thing they do is they take care of like tools for culinary staff as well as banquets. So like serving stuff, they have that, like all the platters, trays. Then if you like can't find any wooden spoons in the entire kitchen, you can go to stewarding and they'll be able to find you a wooden spoon, or be able to order more wooden spoons if the shortage of wooden spoons is an issue. When I asked him about hospitality, because he was showing me the office, the stewarding office, and he explained to me how stewarding office used to be hospitality offices or human resources offices, and so there's multiple small little rooms. You can tell they used to be offices because they're kind of small, but that was him bringing that up was perfect for me to be able to segue into the next question about how he feels about human resources. He like really works hand in hand with human resources, so of course he feels having human resources in any work environment is a plus. So to quote him, he says, "Employees take care of the customers, and HR takes care of the employees." In fact, since I started my internship, there's been a program going on about notes of recognition, where if you do a good job, you get recognized by your manager or supervisor handing you a piece of paper with your name written on it, who it's from, date, and why they're giving you a note of recognition. So if they feel that you did a good job, they're going to let you know. And a perk about the notes of recognition is each note is worth a certain amount of points. Depending on who is giving it to you, like if a general manager is giving it to you, or a supervisor, or like executive chef, because the higher up they are, the more points the note of recognition is worth. And in the end, you can turn them in and enter them into a raffle with the points, and you can win all sorts of things. So he says it's a good motivation, and he likes to do that same type of thing in his own department just for stewards. He does the stewarding, like steward of a month, which he described to me that there's no perk, you don't get like a bonus, you don't get a prize, but what he feels is important about it, that it instills like friendly competition between each coworker to one up another and keep trying to do better, keep improving their work, and never stop reaching for more. His favorite part of his job is actually the people that he works with. there's right outside the stewarding office is the polishing room, the silver room. So the woman that works there has worked there for 30 to 40 years. She's like 64 years old, and he says he loves just being able to just walk out his office, see Pam, who's the silver shiner there, and she's part of the stewarding, so he's just able to sit down and talk with her and be like, Pam, how's your day? And if she needs anything, she's able to tell him, and knowing that he got to one of his employees before they had to come to him is one of his favorite feelings in the world. He said that if they don't have to come find him and he can just be there anywhere, anytime, and they're able to just be like, oh yeah, by the way, I need this, or there's this going on. He's able to be like, okay, I got that. Don't worry about it. Under control. And he's really able to take care of his employees, which he always strives to really have their focuses and their needs in mind as their supervisor. He said, like, when I asked him, since he's only like in his 20s, so it's a little different because most of the people there, like Pam, she's 60, and most of the other people are much older than him. So when I asked him, how are you able to really command this post, like be in charge of stewarding, but still be able to, like, because I noticed that he's able to talk to everyone as a friend, but also be like a leader. Not superior, like in a way where he feels like he's commanding them, but in a way where they can look up to him and they can come to him if there's issues, and he can direct them and be able to like help them in any way needed. He says that, like, I asked him maybe like, how are you able to really control these people? Like, is anyone always ever like, oh, you're younger than me, you don't know what you're doing, I know what I'm doing, I'm not going to listen to you? But he says no, because everyone that works there as a steward is really respectful, and they respect him and they respect the work environment, and they're not going to mouth off to someone who's their manager or supervisor. So I don't know, he really loves everyone that he works with, and you can tell that they appreciate how much he puts into their work and how much he takes care of them. I only set aside 30 minutes for the interview with him, so I wasn't able to ask all the questions I wanted to ask. Like, I wanted to ask him, is it hard to find people to hire for the positions that he needs? Because most of it's physical labor, and for most of the employees that he has in stewarding, they're quite old, so it's pretty difficult. But there's several questions I wasn't able to get to, but some questions he was able to answer all without me even asking them, which is perfect, because then that's just more questions that was covered and more information that I got to receive. But so far, working with John has been really nice, because I personally have had issues while I'm at work where I'm struggling, I need help, and I don't know what to do, and he comes in and he's like, hey Melissa, how's it going? I'm like, it's going pretty well, I'm a little stressed out, but he's like, alright, here, let me find someone to help. And sometimes if he's not able to find someone to help, he'll come and help himself. So it's someone like John in a work environment that he's just willing to do anything to get the job done. But it's not just get the job done to go above and beyond and make sure that the employees are well taken care of. And I think that's really important to have in manager or supervisor roles, and especially in such a large environment. So yeah, I really enjoyed interviewing John because I got to go a little more in depth